Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Zero G Games. We're going to hit halfway in our little chronicle, halfway in the games. I have some lovely folks here to tell the story with me today. I'm going to have them introduce themselves and the character that they play so we can jump back in to the story. Serenity, do you want to start that off?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Serenity. I go by she, any, they, whatever pronouns. And I am playing Bo, who goes by they, them. Big, strong, stupid lizard guy. That's me.
And let's take it down to Elliot.
Hi, I'm Elliot. I play Arkesh, who is the often overlooked son of the royal family, and we both use he, him.
All right, and let's move over to Allegro.
Hello, I'm Allegro, also known as Alluring Allegro on the interwebs. I am playing Tavora Seni, our Stitch, our Doc. And they're definitely not just here to spend time with their secret girlfriend, who's definitely not a princess.
I like how the girlfriend thing is a secret, but by that definition, the princess thing also is a secret, like as if everyone wouldn't know that. Holly, go ahead.
I'm Holly, and I'm playing Clairvo, and we both use they them. Clairvo is a robot who was once alive.
Uh, Roughly. Um,
Roughly.
you might notice that we are missing May, who usually plays Cypress of the planet Tomia. May will be back with us for next week, but we are going to be just handling very brief character stuff for Cypress in the meantime. I am Max. I use he, they pronouns. I play everyone else in this. And yes, as someone in the chat has noticed, these are my Eridan horns from about 2013. We spent like 30 minutes talking about this, and I was eventually goaded into wearing them for the screams. So we're going to see how long they stay on my head, but this will be immortalized on the YouTube already. So that's the end of that. Um, for one free reroll, would anyone like to recap the last episode?
I can do it the Bo way. That's all.
Let's go.
All right. So, last episode, some stuff happened, and I mean, it was okay. There was like espionage, and there was like a secret bat, and that was really cool. Uh, and there was some sneaky stuff. I'm gonna be honest, Bo doesn't remember anything except for what happened to Bo.
Okay.
So I can
So,
tell you exactly what happened with Bo. That's it. Serenity also doesn't remember, but I'm blaming my character.
fair enough. Okay. So, this is what happened. In the last episode, the games started up. The space station is now filled with people who are there not just as competitors or staff, but also as spectators. There are people here to come watch all of you and your envoys and all of that. We had the first game of the 5 games of the tournament happen, which was the gladiator kind of arena battle. Um, we had some team ups happening in there. I have the points ranking. This is going to be a trust me, bro moment for the audience. I am keeping track of the points as they distribute. After the first game, a Kale, which is Bo's planet, is um, in the lead of our player character planets, followed by Sonata, which is the Doc's planet, followed by Karavik, which is Kalervo's planet. After that, Tomia, which is Cypress's planet, and then a little bit further down we have Hegemon, which is Arkesh's planet. The other NPC planets scattered in between. Um, after that, I don't think we did anything else really after that first game, did we? No, we really just got through the lead up and that. Mm. Jumping into the next day, everyone is sort of in the groove of things now. The space station is a lot louder. It is a little bit more difficult to navigate, even though the the fans, the attendees, are kept out of the sections where you guys are staying in residence. There are public areas that you can cross through, and often cross through, where they are also allowed. Um, it's sort of in the sense, because this is very Olympics-y, like nobody from the outside is allowed in the Olympic Village, but like if the Olympics are in Paris, there's going to be people in Paris. So kind of same concept there. After the first gladiator competition, things hunkered down for the night. Some people need medical care, just like to rest up from the fights, and people want to regroup and discuss strategy with their with their planetary envoys. Because we talked about Bo, why don't we start with Bo? After that performance, you are able to kind of later that night, after you are checked out by the the doctors assigned, etc., all of the administrative things that are required of you, you're able to return to your planet's box, and you are greeted with a more humble and appropriate, quiet, but still a chant of your name. Bo, 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 Bo. People are really happy with you. It feels good. They're excited to see you. You're getting, claps on the back and, fist bumps and things like that. People are really, really proud of you. Yeah.
I think Bo is just so like focused on this, and is like not purposely trying to avoid people, but just feels so good, and is just like eyes ahead, like ready to go, ready for the next thing, on a high. We'll look over to their best friend Rick, because there's obviously nothing wrong with their relationship.
Nothing at all.
No, and we'll go and be like and like try to give them a hug if they would accept that.
I think Rick. I mean, you just won the most significant amount of points of the round for your planet. So even after your potential faux pas earlier on, Rick is happy to dap you up now. Like you still you did what you were supposed to do for the team. You still you followed the plan. And so yeah. He daps you up. That was awesome.
I know, it was really cool. Did it look cool?
It looked super cool. They had all cameras for each of you. I don't know if you you talked to your camera, but you couldn't see the view like we had seen it like up on all the big screens. I mean, you're tall here, but you were huge up on that screen. Everybody saw it.
Oh yeah, like at least like 10 feet. Oh, that's so tall. Bye horns. I'm just
They're still here, but they're starting to hurt up there. So they're
no,
starting to
don't hurt you. No, I'm pumped. Are you excited? Because like I have like a feeling you're gonna do what, like the 0G obstacle course, because that feels very you, or like I don't know, you're like like, but you're also like, so like
I'm the gunner, they decided, so I'm gonna be in the race whenever they run it with Mish. and he gestures at one of the other people in your room who who they are implying is like the pilot that they will fly with.
Okay. Hell yeah. Well, here, I want to give you this. And out of my pile of forks, I'm going to give him a fork. Of course, they brought them with them. These brought me luck. And they're going to bring you luck.
Someone else, a third party, is kind of looking over at this conversation, and they lock eyes, Ulrich and this other person, listening from the outside in that confused way that you sometimes do when someone says something out of pocket. And the other person kind of shrugs at them like it won't hurt. And Ulrich says, I won't refuse good luck, and like awkwardly pockets the fork. Over in the other boxes, I guess let me go down the line. I like starting out where everybody gets to have some planetary talks. In the Sonata box, your champion returns. That was a very valiant effort in that end battle, especially being able to beat out the vampire Valentine from Karavik. Kanon comes back a little bit bruised, but ultimately any like wounds are taken care of. Their hair, which was like up when they had battled, is down. Now kind of free from the fighting mode. They have their weapon still, and come to sit down in the box, still looking a little bit mentally tired. They bow to Quinn and to Quinn's like family that is there. And they just say, I did my best, Your Highnesses. And Quinn encourages them. It was a phenomenal performance, really. You did a great job. I don't think we haven't placed so well in a battle chronicle for quite some time. And that brings out some agreement from the rest of the royal court before Kanon is dismissed. And you are kind of left to start planning for the next thing.
I think as like Kanon like leaves, just like as like an aside, as like they're going out the door, just kind of like, they know what they're doing in that med bay down there, or
yeah, they've got some real cool stuff down there. They actually put this is something that we saw happen to Bo as a PC. They put these kind of like tracking things like on our arms. You can't see it now. They show their arm, and you can't like see any kind of like wound there or anything. But it like dissolves, and there's like a tracker in it for the cameras. So that's how they have all the drones follow you. There isn't actually like a ton of people manning them. It's just yeah, it's pretty cool. I was asking them about it when I was down there. They're pretty good. A little bit snappy.
snappier than I am.
Snappy, like in a boring way.
Nah. Well, I guess you can't have fun with every doctor. Good job out there.
Thank you. I'm sure that they would have you downstairs if you wanted to go check it out. You are a doctor.
Maybe. I think my job's already pretty boring without adding other boring aspects to it.
Well, maybe you should compete instead.
You know that's not really why I'm here.
Sometimes, you know what they say, blessings in disguise. Maybe you're here for more than one reason.
I'm more. I think it'd just be a shame if all the medical training went to waste. Don't need to fight every battle. I'll leave that to you.
Of course. All right. I'll see you later. And they head out, walking past Karavik's envoy, where Valentine returns. Valentine, if I recall correctly, ended up taking a little bit of a tumble at the end of that fight. I think he kind of rushes through the post game stuff and comes up to the box, and the environment there is far less welcoming to a loser. People are not happy with him. There are like serious levels of like verbal berating of kind of along the lines of like dude, you fucking had it, like how did you let that slip, you've been working on this forever, kind of it's coming in from all angles, from the other vampires especially, and there's like kind of like a little bit of like a pseudo argument happening amongst the talking in the room about who they should have sent in instead, to take care of it, who wouldn't have lost. You, in my locking eyes theme, lock eyes with Janus, one of the other vampire NPCs, who was kind of like far looking down at the empty stadium, and eventually they look over their shoulder and find you, Calervo, and give you one of those very clear, like, they are acting unreasonable side eyes, and then looks back at you.
Calervo like tilts forward, like, do you want me to do something or should I wait?
Just
All right. Clairvo nods and then just very quietly walks up and is sort of standing behind the group of vampires, and then we'll just say above them, like projecting their voice, just say, raise your hand if you've beaten Valentine during training.
Oh man. All right. The room falls silent. And no one is raising their hand.
Now raise your hand if you actually believe that you could fight that lizard.
Narcissistic as they are, a few people raise their hands.
Calervo just like an empty stare at them. Just like, did you watch them hit the tree? Just to find out if it was a real tree? They would have done that with your face.
We'll never know, will we?
We can find out.
One of the other automatons points out, well, strictly speaking, we can't find out because they took all the trees away. They're clearing the, and then someone else cuts them off and goes, no, that's not what they meant. That is not.
Calervo just like off to the side, just like trying to hide a thumbs up to the one that cut them off.
Yeah. Janus speaks up and says, listen, Valentine still scored a very adequate amount of points, and who knows how far we would have gotten against some of those other competitors. Just because they're mortal doesn't mean that they can't. And some people are visibly annoyed at this sentiment, and Janus pushes through. Just because they're mortal doesn't mean that they don't fight good. People can learn quickly when their lifespans are shorter. They focus more and they learn stuff faster. Okay. We need to focus on the next thing. After physical is going to be mental. We're either on go rack or we're on debates, and the debates are ancestral kind of nonsense. So it's going to be the stupid board game. So who's going in on that? Did we figure it out? And eyes kind of shift around. Everybody's looking at each other. No one wants to be the first person to do their presentation in class. Valentine says, well, I'm not doing it. I'm off for the next one. I'll go back in for the pilot's race, but I'm not playing advanced chess for an audience. And someone annoyed with you, Calervo, says, well, what about you? If you're so smart, why don't you go?
I never said I was smart. I said I'm good at watching people. Why I know that you didn't beat Valentine.
Anyone who says that they themselves are smart is not smart. It's not that you said it, it's that you implied it.
I'm not supposed to compete. Isn't this your job?
Anyone in the envoy is allowed to compete.
Fine.
You don't have to, but I'm just saying we gotta figure it out by tomorrow. And the room is back to chatter, just like that. All these different people talking about who is to go next.
Just immediately people volunteering themselves.
Yeah. In Hegemon's chambers, a somber tone kind of takes on as your champion returns. He, I think no one is harder on an athlete in their failure than themselves. So having been knocked out early, and with some very decent kind of wounding as well, your champion eventually returns and comes to address you and your siblings as the royal representatives, and he kind of takes a knee and like lowers his head deeply, and he says, I'm so sorry, your highnesses. I was ganged up upon. And his voice cracks. He's clearly been crying before he came up here, whether it be from the physical pain or emotional. Your sister, there's a reason why she's not a doctor, and that's because she has no bedside manner. And she says, well, it's a pity, but it can't be helped. Whereas your brother is much more overly apologetic, probably to like a too much point, and he's like, oh no, we know how hard that you worked for this, and you were doing super well. You totally did get ganged up on. It's like, it's not your fault. They knew that we were a threat, and they took you on. Like, it's totally fine. There's still 4 more games we're gonna do. And he just keeps
I just, at some point, I let him have like the polite amount of like talk because he is my older brother.
Yeah.
I don't want to undermine him, but eventually I do put a hand out, I just put it on his shoulder and I go, what my brother is saying is that we understand you did the best that you could have, and we appreciate your sacrifice for Hegemon. Go and rest. Be assured that what points you did get will come in handy for our future competition.
Yes, this leaves him looking slightly relieved, and he rises from his knee and bows to you all again, and he goes, thank you. Sorry again, your highnesses. And your siblings, one of them dismisses him, and he scurries away. He scurries away. um, I like to be selective when I use the word scurry about adult humanoids, but I think it's good there. And your sister says, so this is your dream team? This is who you came up with?
It was a disadvantage that we were ganged up on, that's true. But we still have several other games where we can come out ahead. It's the nature of these sorts of events that you're not going to win every single one of them. But unlike you, I have faith in our people.
Well, I hope that the other champions that we've picked are more suited to their tasks. I mean, that Akalian could have quite literally eaten him or perhaps even any of us for breakfast.
But the other competitions cannot be won through brute strength. Unless you think the lizard man is also an expert at games and speech and debate. In one of the other glass booths, I see Bo take glasses from like someone else in their like competitor, but I imagine they don't fit properly, and I'm just kind of looking like out in the distance, like seeing this happen, and I'm just like, I think whoever they have as their next champion, I think we don't have to worry about that one anymore.
Elliot, take a little re-roll point for that. That was really funny. Your brother, it seems as if he's been like working up the courage to chime in. It's now that I think of it, it's like a little Drake and Joshish, where like Megan is really intimidating even though she's younger. Like our team is sound. We'll do our best, and that's what we can do. Hegemon has always been, good at games of endurance, especially the mental. So we've got some of this other stuff in the bag. I'm gonna play the Gorak game. This, Arkesh was not the plan.
Yeah. Do I have to roll something for like poker face? I don't know.
Hold on.
Like
You can if you'd like to poker face, you can I want to say that it's like sway because you're like trying to convince people that you're not shocked.
Okay. I have 2 in that, so I roll 3. I don't remember the numbers elude me. All right, I have 2 points in it. So do I roll 2 dice or do I roll 3 dice?
I think you.
I think the way it's supposed to go, which is not what we've been doing, is I think you're supposed to roll. If you have 2 points, you roll 2 and take the higher.
Okay.
And if you have 1, you roll 1. And if you have 0, you roll 2 and take the lowest.
But isn't.
Does that
I
sound?
thought that was what we had done. No?
We
Well, yeah.
raised everything up. So
Oh.
like 0, you didn't take the lowest.
I intended for that to be what it was.
Oh,
It
well.
might
Okay,
have
I
come out
rolled
wrong.
2 dice.
Okay.
And the higher,
Yeah.
I rolled a 4 then.
Okay, so I think your brother probably believes that you are fine and dandy and acting with him, and
Yep.
that's great. Your sister detects something, and you can see it on her face, but she is smart enough not to bring it up right now. And she goes, well, it is we couldn't have prepared for every single game that they might have pulled out of those envelopes, but we'll take this to discussion over dinner. And he says, right, I'm going to check on everything else now. I'll be right back. Or I won't be right back, but I want to check on everybody. And kind of heads out, and your sister raises an eyebrow at you, like, you're going to let him play?
Do you have a better competitor in mind?
Yes.
Do you want to go and do
That's
it?
not what I said. But we brought people. We brought strategy specialists. We have.
You're correct. I just kind of. We did indeed. Let me talk to him to see why he feels this way before you go trample over his dreams.
You don't think his dreams need a little trampling?
Not yet.
He's got to get his shit together. People need to take us seriously.
They will. I'm not about to let anyone, even our brother, make us look like fools.
You go talk to him. Have him play one of our strategy specialists in normal-sized Go Rack, and if he can win, then he can play.
All right, I accept that.
All right. We'll get to the result of that in a little bit. Just to rope everybody back in, there is, a meal after the fight, after some time. The fight, it's not easy to coordinate that kind of thing, and it takes a long time. So since the opening ceremonies took up the beginning part of the day, that is the only game for this this day. At dinner, you see, the different competitors from the different planets. Everyone seems to be present, including the people that did compete in the gladiator fight. The eating is no longer in the arena because that is visible to all of the guests now. You're in like an internal kind of dining hall where they provide things for you. It is.
Are there any more of those gamey
The game,
fruits?
there
The game fruits.
there are more gamey fruits. The spread isn't like as expansive because like that first opening night was celebratorily was huge. But it's still, you have like a decent amount of options. There's like different stations for the different specialized cuisine of various planets. The Karvik one is like basically empty. It's really funny. Like the Karvik one is like those, like, the drink dispensers they have at summer camp, and there's like one filled with motor oil and one filled with blood, and like stacks of cups. Um as the kind of camera pans around.
Don't take anything from there.
Yeah, as the camera pans around, you see that one of the just off NPC characters from Vera Lily has like lost a bet and is begrudgingly filling a cup with oil. Different people are talking, some more closely than others. Tomia's envoy seems to be kind of very densely packed into one table. As you arrive, like all of their chairs are pulled up too many to like really fit where they're sitting, and are all talking very distinctly about what had happened with their champion who had just competed, taking lead in the conversation. And over the course of dinner, because I want to make sure that we get through everything, the next game, in fact, being the big game of Go Rack, is announced next. this is up to par with what people had predicted about the game order. Once you got the first one out of the way, it was pretty easy for people to work out what order the games would be in. Kind of like through the night, because you'll be expected in the morning to have your champions ready to compete. Who do we think is going to be doing those competitions? And you can make up an NPC. You can just say an NPC, and I'll make one up for you. If you have one that you want to stick in, like Allegro did, you can use like someone else that you have in your brain, or it can be your PC. Elliot, we will get to what happens with Hegemon after the other three folks let me know what they will be doing. I'll start calling victims if you don't talk. Okay.
I think Kalervo's gonna take the bait and we'll play Gorak.
All right. So after continued argument at the Karavik round table, you are eventually kind of goaded into doing it. And it's almost like their egos are all so big that the thought of like who is best for this completely goes away, and the thought of like being right supersedes all of it. And they've poked the bear, and you as the bear have become annoyed, so
Yeah.
you're going in on it. Also, I just want to acknowledge in chat, did you guys not have band in school? Did your band teacher never be like victims or volunteers when people had to play things? Because that was a common experience of mine. That's where I took
Oh
that from.
God.
That was a choir teacher thing for me. I was there.
Shout out, Mr. Peters. Love you, my guy. Hope that you're retired
That's
by now, King.
incredible.
Hope you're free.
He wasn't young when I had him. All right. In a Kale, do you have any particular NPC in mind for this, or do you want it to be an NPC? Because they're not putting you in on this, even if you ask.
I think they sent them off to go get food while they discussed, so they were not there at all to say I could do it.
What's the plate looking like then?
Oh,
let's do that instead.
And there's also a glass of blood and motor oil because I'm taking a little bit of everything.
You could use it as a mixer, right?
Oh my gosh,
I'm not going to tell you in what order.
I want to try them like separately, get the palette, and then like mix it.
Some people really like that motor oil like smell. I've never been one of those people, but there are people that really like the gasoline smell.
It's aspartame times like 1,000 exponentially.
Yeah, I don't like it, but there's got to be somebody. Okay, so an NPC is picked by a Kale, perhaps unknown to us. Okay. I have someone.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we have Sonata. Do you have anyone in particular in mind?
I don't. Although I think that'd be funny if whoever was supposed to do it fell ill. And then Kanon's goading from earlier.
Okay.
Ended with Tavora having to step in.
Okay. I was gonna wait for this to come come in the morning, but it can come now.
Okay.
So
no, that's fine. I don't have an NPC ID.
Yeah. So you had someone in mind for this. It is kind of an older woman, actually, not too old, but she had been one of Quinn's tutors growing up, and she came specifically to kind of help with these potential like intellectual games, and she's the perfect choice. She taught you how to play this game. She taught Quinn how to play this game. She taught almost everyone here like how to play this at some point in her like employment with the Crown. but like at some point before dinner, she had retired to her room because she was feeling a little bit like stomach bad. And in kind of like in trying to fill the gaps, um, they bargain with you. It's like, so just like, if she isn't feeling better, will you do it? She'll probably feel better. Like, she'll probably be fine. You take, you know, they have great doctors here, you included.
Me included, thanks. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, fine. Yeah, I'll do it. And she'll be better in the morning.
Famous
Watch.
last words. Oh.
Does she
So
also
that was
drink the
like,
blood and oil mixture?
I think maybe this is the influence of like whatever is going on with my grandmother's health. She has like this thing going on where like she's not allergic to stuff, but like I want to say like 90% of foods, that might be exaggerating, but it really feels that way. Like 90% of foods will like leave her stomach upset like not momentarily, but like for like the next like 12ish like hours if she eats them. So I kind of think that this lady, as she ages, you know, she's getting some of that. We're like trying out some of these new foods over the last like 2 days here. Maybe is just like disagreeing with her. You know, her stomach was used to Sonata's, you know, fresh food. At the hegemon table, since you have sat down, as long as this is what you would allow to go through with it, since you have sat down and like while people are eating, the prince and the strategy specialist that you bought have been in a very long game of Gorak. Your brother isn't struggling. He's holding his own. He's doing pretty well. He's actually always been good at these kinds of games. Like all of that training and like everything that you go through as a royal, like it isn't all for nothing. He's a little bit, you know, he's easy to fluster. He is overly empathetic to people. But he has chops still. He's still been trained to be a leader. So he's looking a little bit flustered and definitely hungry. But they've been playing this game for probably nearing an hour at this point that I am bringing the camera to it. Some people from your planet were watching it at first. Other people now are, but the people from your planet have kind of gotten bored of it. There is there's a pair, there's like a pair of twins from Verilily, which is the planet that has like a very high academic focus, where the big Universal University is, who have been like not trying to hide it, but they've been watching the match from like the next table over and discussing it as well.
I definitely think that what probably happened is that we started the game when we were in our like private quarters, and then the closer and closer we got to dinner, I was like, we should finish finish it up, like finish it up, and then like I was not happy about it continuing in like public space basically, but I was outranked by my brother, who's like probably like, oh, which will just be over in a minute.
Like
You know,
last
we
few
just need to
rounds, yeah.
finish it up real fast. And it's been last few rounds for the last like 30 minutes, right? So I think what is probably also happening is at this point, Arkesh is just watching and like I'm way too trained and composed to actually bite my nails, but mentally I am just here like
You're mentally biting your mind nails. You're yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Let me roll. Let me roll for him and see how this goes. Oof. That's brutal. I really wanted him to win. So yeah.
I don't know if Arkesh knew if I want him to win or not.
I
I
wanted
think
him to
Arkesh
win
is like, yeah,
for me.
yeah.
But yeah, so to cut down on it, you add a game timer to get them to move more quickly. Because you know, you don't want a match to go forever, so you have a certain amount of time to make your move. That speeds up the process, and eventually your it's like a territory game. Your brother's territory is kind of like fully flanked, and he's surrounded, and kind of just by a bit he's lost. He takes it very graciously. His manners are out. He says, "Thank you thank you so much for the game. We look forward to having you compete tomorrow." And he concedes without like having to be told that he's not gonna be in this match. He cleans up the board and he has his food, which he was gonna eat after he finished, and he kind of sits down and he's not really eating it because he's sad.
I was gonna say I have like an ability that lets me know if someone's lying. Can I tell if he's like, putting it on? Is he devastated? Is he secretly devastated right now?
Yeah,
Oh
he's
no.
upset.
Oh
He's upset.
no.
He likes this game, and you as his
Mm.
brother, I don't think that you need to roll with this, especially with the ability. You know that there are very few things that he could do that would be better than someone who had like trained and didn't have to also be a prince. And this is one of the things that he could probably do, and you just so happen to have someone that's better. Yeah.
Um so in my head, I prepared his plate of food for him, and it's a very well balanced like plate of food. I'm gonna stop by the table with our food and get his favorite dessert, which is probably like ice cream made out of an incredibly rare animal's milk, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna grab that and his like favorite flavor, sprinkles, chocolate like on the top and stuff, and I'll bring it over and sit next to him, and I'll be like, "You did really well. I'm proud of you."
And he looks at the ice cream, and he looks at you, and it's like his eyes grew like 3 sizes, sparkling with joy. And he looks back at the ice cream, and he looks back at you, and he goes, "Is this cloudberry?"
I made sure that the kitchens knew to prepare
Even if
it.
that's not true, he believes you. Um, and he, ignoring his plate of normal sustenance food, starts to take little spoonfuls of the ice cream, and he goes, you know, Gaston's really nice, but I wish we didn't hire him, because then I could have played tomorrow. Really smart dude, though.
Who knows? He is. He could mysteriously get food poisoning. Who knows?
Mom said that it's not nice to wish that people get sick out loud, and then he keeps eating.
I think I tell him it's not nice for you to do that out loud.
Favorite brother. All right. Let us perhaps get into this game. The morning comes, and it is time for Gorak. You have your breakfast, and you enter your boxes for the planets, and you view today's arena. It is set up. I think I explained this to you guys off camera, so in case that is the case, I'm going to re-explain it to everybody now. This is a game played with 4 people. Usually you can play it with 2 people, and you control like 2 teams if you play. This is a thing that I made up, just so everyone knows. Do not try to Google it. It is not actually real. It is a spaceport game. So it's usually played with 4 people. You can play with 2, and 2 people control. You would then control 2 teams, like if you didn't have enough people. what will happen here is that there are two giant boards right now. The boards are probably in real life like a floor of your building, of like your apartment building, or a floor of your home, probably the size of that, like up from the ground with pedestals for people to stand on. There are 8 groups. You will play 4 and 4. The singular winners of each of those games will play a match, and it is revealed to you the morning of that in that match they will call a second to come play, to come do their second team. So that is information that very purposefully comes to all of you as they're going to start. So there's no time to prepare ahead of time, like a team rather than a single person. You all go in, or your champions all go in for your first matches. I now also want to share the point of reference that I gave everybody for this is from a game, or for like a variety show called The Devil's Plan on Netflix, where they do a big like territory game like this. And I really wanted to do something like that. So if you've seen the show and you're watching now, that is kind of what I am going for. Hello, Raiders. Welcome. We're about to play giant space board games for really high stakes. I need to figure out how what sides you're going to be on. So everybody has D6s. Everyone has D6s. Everyone roll 1d6 and let me know what number you roll. I'm going to put you in spots. All right, 1, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so we have 1, 3, 1. The odd numbers plus 1 NPC planet will be in one game. We have Karavik, Tomia, and the 2 other NPC planets will be in the other starting game. I'm going to roll a die now to see if the odds team or the evens team is the very lucky / unlucky group to get the Verilily competitor to compete against, who is going to be very, very smart, very, very good at this. This is basically like the I'm not like into competitive chess, but they have the grandmaster. This is basically like the grandmaster of this game that is going to be this NPC. So they're going to have some boosts on their rolls for that. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to roll a d20. That is a 17. Congratulations, Team Odd, with all of PC teams. You are against the big guns. I am going to use, even though May is not the one or rather Cypress is not the one competing for Tomia, I'm going to kind of roll in May's place as if they were here for that. We're going to do what we did last time, and I'm going to have you guys roll different things for your games. Do people have other dice other than d6s, or no? Okay.
I do.
All of them.
All right.
Standard.
So
Yeah.
in Holly, are you okay with doing our game first? Because it's just going to be you and the other NPCs, and then I'll run the PC game second. All right.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll a d20 for me, and you're going to try to outroll my d20s to go first in like the game order. And it's not going to be hard because I rolled really bad just now. I didn't roll anything above a 10.
16. Yeah.
Okay. So you strategically, you get the first move on the board. It's a big advantage in the game of Gorak to go first. Almost in like a childlike way. It's like going first in tic-tac-toe. You can pick the center. You can pick the corner. The world, just this once, is like completely yours. So go ahead and roll. I would let you choose between survey and study to like pick your starting spot on the board.
Survey is my better of the two, so I'll do that.
Yeah, so go ahead and survey the board for your starting spot that you're gonna take.
Just to clarify, it's 2d6, take the higher?
If you have 1 dot, yes, that seems to be the rule. That's what I really thought that we were doing.
Okay, so if I have 2 dots, it's 3? Or...
Wait, we're back to square one with this?
Yeah.
I think every time we should
Every
just
time
add
we should
another
add-
d6 until Max realizes
Oh,
that
you
we're
have
just
3
adding.
dots?
All right,
I
all
roll
right, all right.
8d6,
I'm gonna
right?
go back and read it. I'm gonna
I
read
have
it.
2 dots.
I went back to try to find. I like don't know.
I'm gonna read it. Okay, I'm gonna read it. It's on.
We're inventing a new game.
I've played so many Forged in the Dark games that I think people have used like house rules with on different streams that have deeply confused my and especially because we're technically playing a system mash. This is no, that's for let me go into the Court of Blades book where I actually understand what's going on.
That's so funny.
I haven't a clue what's going on here.
These fonts right now, like I need the stuff that I know. I need this.
Maybe that's the problem. I've been reading the Scum and Villainy book exclusively.
That's fair. I did a really good job at setting up our rolling the dice and judge the result. Ah, this is different than what I've been doing.
We're professionals.
I like
You know what?
Yeah, I have
None of us
I
are
have a
getting
mental
paid.
image, by the way, of Quavo.
None of us are getting paid.
None of us are getting paid.
For
It's
free.
fine.
So
This is basically. Oh no. Okay, so. Oh no. This is kind of what I've been doing. So the player chooses, or in this case, I'm telling you what to roll, but you choose like an action rating, which is like the action that you are choosing to perform, which is survey, study, consort, etc., etc. I choose the effect level of the action, which is basically like the DC if you're using D&D words.
Okay.
And the position, like if you're we're not going to do positions because like no one is in like actual dire like physical danger here, and you won't be. And then you can take bonus dice if you push yourself, which people have not done yet. And then it just says roll the dice pool and judge the outcome. It doesn't actually say. Maybe that's why we have an issue.
Wait. I see it on page 7. The character, so like it's using the resistance rolls as the example instead of like an attribute roll. But it says if you have a 0, then you roll 2
So
dice
I didn't
and
get
take
that
the
from
lowest.
nowhere. Okay.
Yeah, and then I think if you have 1, you roll 1.
Okay,
If you
so
roll 2,
we
3,
we
roll
fucked up
3.
the 1 by making it the 2. Okay, so if you have So if you have 2, then it's roll 2 and take the better one. Okay. Carry on.
We figured it out.
It actually makes a lot more sense than what we've been doing.
We almost had
Like,
it. We
honest-
almost had it.
Yeah.
We were so close.
I swear that in Apochromatic Court of Blades, for 1 die, we did roll 2 and take the higher one. That's where I got that from.
You know what? I'm doing this off of my ego. I'm gonna push myself.
Let's go. All right, take your bonus for pushing yourself on your roll. You're gonna take stress for that.
Yeah. So, oh, thank God. I got a 6. The other 2 were 1s.
It's only the top, only that top roll that counts, baby. In a playtest of my game, selfish promo, last week, I had someone on D20s who had 3 dice for a roll snake eyes on D20s, and the other die was a 6.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all
Yeah.
had that
Of
happen.
20. Yeah. So with your 6 in Court of Blades, much better than 6 on D20 is 6 on D6. 6 on D6 is great. So you look at the board, an eerie sense of calm comes over you. You, as someone in the chat suggested earlier, you might be older than this game. And it's not like, it'd be highly unrealistic to be like, I know the people that invented this, but people have played this game for a long time, and you've been there for all of it. You've seen, even if you're not a professional, you've seen, this get played in many a tavern, over many a bet. You recall a particularly kind of like strong game that you saw played. Had a lot of people watching, you remember, and you take the same first move as the winner of that game took. So you are in a very advantageous position for the rest of the game. I have a lot of D6s out. These two are going to be for Tomiya because that's relevant. These 4 are going to be for the other the other NPC teams. I'm going to have them roll to place now. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So Tomiya has come up with the least advantageous placement going into the rest of the game. You having the most, and then the other 2 NPCs, and then Tomiya. So disregarding the rules of the game that we're actually playing entirely, here's what I'm going to have everybody do based on placements, and this will go for the other game as well. Because you are in like the most advantageous placement, roll 4d6 and tell me what you get. The other teams are going to roll 3, 2, and 1 for how the rest of their game will go.
Okay. Six.
All right.
Again, all incredibly low numbers, and then 1 6.
Okay. So
if Calervo could sweat.
something nuts has happened here. So Tomiya's champion, I think, has been afflicted with the same stomach bug that took Sonata's champion, and that likely has taken Cypress as well. And it sort of happens mid-game, and you feel like a pang of sympathy. A lot of people in the audience do. You can hear the announcer for this side saying, and the champion from Tomiya is not looking too good, folks. You hear this all in your boxes if you switch to the commentary on that side. She's looking a little blue in the face. Actually, medic, can we get a medic out there? And the champion from Tomiya is a little bit sick and kind of like fails out of the game basically. The other 2 NPC planetary players have both rolled 6s as well. So you guys are in like a heated competition. I wanted to resolve it after this roll, but it's going to go run one more now. A heated lock on who will win. Go ahead. I'll do everybody with 2d6 now, and let me know what the highest number is. You're all on even playing ground.
I'm gonna pick these 2. I have to
Oh
pick
my
based on
god!
the
Stop
status.
tying 2 NPC planets. Damn.
Another 6 and 1.
All right.
What is the point of being an incredibly old being if
No,
you're not
this is-
really
this
good
is-
at
this
board
is
games?
perfect. This is perfect, and I love it.
Calervo
actually-
isn't old enough to know the people who invented this game, but does distinctly remember when this game came to their
Popularity.
planet, Farvik. I was there when the ship brought the first board to my planet.
Okay.
I was there, Gandalf.
Do not
You-
speak the old language.
the game gets tighter. The territory on the board is kind of shrinking, smaller and smaller. People are shifting things around, using special moves, different techniques to try to get those last bits of territory in and ultimately take over the board. You thinking back on that old game, remembering all the fond things, that you do about the history of this, you are able to pull out that one final move that's just better than these other two remaining planets. And Karavik is the winner of this first round. You will move on to the final match. You are entitled to all of the I told you so's back in that box.
I just glare up at the box.
Yeah. Moving to, now I only need one set of d6s. Moving to the other game. Sonata, Hegemon, Akale, and Verilily. This match is about to go. Woo. A lot of bets are on this match. You and / or your champions, depending on which planet you are representing, are in the arena. Everyone go ahead and roll a d20 for your placement and what order you're going to what order you're going to play in.
I got a 17.
Okay. 5.
11.
11. Okay. So it will be Akale, Sonata, Verilily, Hegemon. All right. Roll. If you're playing an NPC, you're gonna get two dice to roll. Pick the better one for your study or survey for your first placement. If you are playing yourself, Allegro, use your stat. Okay, we got a 5.
Can I use I'm a doctor, not a games strategist. And push myself to use my doctor shit instead of my scrap is mildly, or sorry, my survey and study are mildly worse than my doctoring.
I would allow you to push yourself, but I don't know if the doctoring will help here.
It's like the same thing.
Okay, then go ahead.
Okay. 6.
All right. So even though Akale goes first, they pick a pretty good spot, but they are followed by you, Doc Senyi, who you pick the better spot on the board. Moving forward, I didn't roll for Verilily's champion, so let me roll that. Oh, that's dog shit. So
Are they also sick?
No. I just didn't roll any 6s. I rolled a 5 for them, so they take a pretty good place on the board. With that Hegemon strategist taking a still decent spot, but being last in the opening lineup, it is difficult to compete with 3 other people having gone first. So then Allegro, 4d6, pick the highest. My NPC is going to do 3d6, pick the highest on the tie. Serenity, 2d6, and Elliot, 1. I'm sorry that your planet keeps getting the short end of the stick on these games.
I'm going to use my reroll.
By all means,
I'm just going to burn it right now.
I think people have only used their rerolls for NPCs that aren't them. Okay.
Yep.
6.
Oh my god,
right.
y'all.
So
I got 2 6s.
If we all recall, in the Gladiator game, there was a sort of a lot of combined efforts to get threats out. And I think the three of you come into some kind of silent agreement that we have to get the grandmaster of this game off of the board. And you all, with that silent communication of looks, you bully them out of the good spots, and you make it impossible. You make it impossible for them to like win in the end. This is like not a tactic that you would see in the game played regularly competitively. It's like not honorable, but it is legal. So you manage.
This is
you
called
manage
Sabora with like their tutor in the back of their mind, like
yes, you can. It's almost as if she's with you,
yelling at me for being unsportsmanlike, but also smart.
Yeah.
Well, this is called scum and villainy,
It's
right?
called-
Not like honor and nobility. So
Oh, that was good.
That was good.
That was good.
That was really good.
All right.
I was also
All
gonna
right.
say, I remember Elliot going, "Yeah, you can't just brute strength them out," and there they go, just pushing them
now we
literally off
are
the board.
hard
Alright.
cut, hard cut.
You've all come to even playing kind of like the thing that happened in the last game, oddly parallel. Maybe that's common in this game. All right, everyone, 2d6. Tell me the highest, and we'll see what the who the winner is in the end. Oh. All right. All right. Sonata is pushed off of the board. The two of you single dice roll off until one of you rolls not a 6. Until one of you,
That's fair.
or whoever rolls higher will get it. Just you keep rolling.
Oh, I
sixes.
rolled a 1. There's
You rolled
no
a
way.
No, I rolled a 1 too. No joke. No crap.
Again.
No shot.
Just the worst move that we both make.
Okay.
Okay.
I rolled a
Rolled a
5.
6.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. My dice are
Good
coming back. I
game.
had a Glitter Hearts game and I rolled
No,
like
good
the
game.
worst for like 7 rounds. That game, so they're coming back.
No, so no joke. I can't roll well as a player, but whenever I'm a DM or something, I'm always rolling the best. So it's okay.
This is
One of those.
I'm the exact
Yeah.
opposite. Anytime I'm DMing a game, like monsters I control cannot hit a player.
okay. Moving into the final match, it will be Karvik versus Akale, really becoming a theme in these games. People are definitely abuzz about it. You are granted a 15-minute intermission to pick your second. And you are literally given 15 minutes, like the timer starts, and you are expected to go up to your box and literally pick your second and bring them back down before the timer is up. Being that Akale is already playing with an NPC, Akale's player is called Poppy. Poppy is sort of like you know the like a anole, like the anole lizards. Is sort of like an anole. She's like very small, almost like a runt, but she's super smart. She does not speak a whole lot, but she's nice. She comes up to the box. She says hello to everybody. She's greeted with cheers. She's a little bit shy about it. She comes and takes her older sibling as her second and leaves. Calervo.
I'm gonna let you like control what they look like, but I'm picking the person that made me do this.
Oh, like the person who like poked the bear too much?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're so confident. Now if we lose, it's not just on me.
Okay.
No, that's brilliant.
Just say it's actually your fault. I was winning
Power
until you
moves
got
only.
here.
So yeah, this is one of the other vampires. His name is Nadir. He is happy that you're winning, but not super thrilled that he's being dragged down to play right now. His plan very obviously was to sit back, drink blood, and watch all this shit go down this weekend. But he is coming to play with you in the final match. Okay. Same deal. It's just gonna be one-on-one. The NPCs are kind of there for flavor and maybe help. Roll d20s off for your placement.
17.
All right, 17's gonna take it. First move. Roll your study or survey for a spot.
I feel like so into this now. I feel like I should push myself again.
Don't take more stress.
Oh my god, but what if you did?
But what if
As
little
someone who
Angel?
regularly takes on too much stress in real life, I'm advising you not to make your character that way. Also,
I don't know any sense of normalcy other than pushing yourself. So I mean,
I've heard that not doing it is great, but
is it?
I've heard it's nice.
I'll save it for now.
I'm imagining like when SpongeBob does like the rainbow, but it's like the word stress on a big screen.
I got a 4.
All right, a 4.
Okay.
You're feeling a little bit of pressure, and you're having trouble, kind of like anticipating what Nadir is gonna do. You're uncertain, so you get a decent placement, but not as good as your first one when you first played. Go ahead, Serenity. You are representing an NPC, so roll 2d6 and tell me the better one for.
I'm gonna put this dice away. It's a 6. I
it to jail.
don't feel like this is fair anymore. I'm gonna change dice.
You roll.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, if you rolled a 6, you rolled a 6, so you get you're gonna get good good placement. So you go ahead and roll 46. Tell me the highest. Holly, roll 3, and we're gonna see who will come out victorious.
All right, I am gonna push myself now.
Okay. I understand.
5.
Oh, you both got 5s. Okay.
Literally the very last dice I rolled.
All right. Same as with Elliot. Go ahead and roll off one die against one die until we have a winner.
I got a 1. There's no way. It's literally
I got
during
a
these.
6.
Okay. All right. So another
My
close
stress
match.
is half full, but it's worth it.
Another close match. People are watching this. Like there are people who you have like in your boxes that you have never seen sit still this long. In the entirety of you knowing them. Quinn, who is notoriously jumpy, is so zeroed in on this match. And eventually kind of using the same tactic that they used to win their first match, Kalervo is able to kind of push out the other sides. Nadir kind of eventually picks up on your strategy and helps you, and your team collectively manages to win. You don't see it at first, I don't think. You only like kind of realize that like the game is like over when like confetti is coming down and like your platform is rising. Like a very big oh shit we did it moment.
Kalervo was fully just standing there like, what's my next move gonna be?
Yeah.
There's no like end game
Yeah,
screen in a
it's
board
over.
game, so like
You ever like realize that you hit the end of a game of Othello and you're just like staring at a bunch of black and white dots? Karavik comes out victorious in this game, and they, in the same way that they like let a little kid announce like the games, Hawthorne, the announcer for the game, kind of comes up between you and Nadir. That was a wonderful performance, y'all. That was, truly some expertise in the game of Gorak. I actually have something for you two now. In the game's tradition, they hold out like the envelope between you two. This has our next game announcement in it. If you would both care to read. And Nadir takes it and opens it up with like sharp vampire nail, takes the paper out and holds it between you two, and you read out together that it is, please show your shirt to the audience, Holly.
Now
It's
this is
time
pod
for a good
racing.
old-fashioned race. After the break, this is pod racing, baby. We'll be back in a little bit.
Woo!
I'm gonna get some snacks, and we're about to put some people in these chips. Woo!
Woohoo!
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good break. We are gearing up here at the space station for some racing, particularly some two-person ship racing featuring one pilot and one shooter. The pilots will be challenged to guide the ships through a plethora of different obstacles around a course. And while they go on that course, they will be challenged to have their gunners shoot various targets, moving and unmoving throughout the course, to try to gain the optimal amount of points to win. Yeah, so we have some people who might participate in this. Actually, is anyone as like a PC participating in this?
I mean, I could by virtue of taking stress, but like
You do not have to if you don't want to.
who said anything
Okay.
about not wanting?
I'm just making sure that everyone.
Do it.
Wait, okay, so sorry. Run it by me again. Some like is it gonna be like two
Okay, yeah. So this is gonna be a two-part team.
One person.
There's gonna be a pilot who's gonna be rolling with helm to pilot the ship. There's going to be a gunner who is rolling with I think I'm gonna use hunt to get the targets. What is that head shake about? Let's share. Let's hear it.
What about scrap?
Say you? All right, it could be scrap too. I just thought
If we're doing scrap,
great.
I'm in.
I think
Can both throw the gun?
Yeah, I feel like scrap is more like physical fighting. I picked hunt because of like the thought of like actually zeroing in on a target while you're moving, the target is potentially moving. I think anyone can fire a blaster, but you have to be able to do it accurately.
It just rams the ship.
Into
you
other
can get
ships.
one target that way.
Target.
All you need is some one target sometimes, you know? It's well timed.
One shot, one kill, something.
All right.
No, I think Doc is interested regardless. I say Doc is interested. Allegro, am interested.
Okay.
And Doc will be forced to do things at all times.
Okay. What happens with you is I think that Quinn is like very literally like the devil on your shoulder. She's standing behind you like menacingly. She's being a menace and is like, don't you want to try again and get more points? You know you want to get more points. You want to get more points. You want to get more points.
For someone who brought me here to stand guard for you, you certainly want to get rid of me a lot.
You can hear the noise of like glass shattering to the ground. Like when it's like an anime sound effect where someone's heart shatters, that's exactly I think what happens in this moment. And she's like, no, that's not what I meant.
No, I'm okay. No, I know that's not what you meant. No, it's fine. I'll do it. Please just.
Okay. And are you going to
manipulate it again?
Are you going to pilot or are you going to shoot?
I should probably
Good.
shoot.
Then I'm going to fly the ship. Let's go.
What? Like following after? Like, what do you mean?
I'm not trying to get
What do you mean?
I'm trying to get you to participate.
Right.
So
okay.
Quinn
Mhm.
is a pretty you know how I hate to bring them up. I hate to bring up England. I hate to bring up England. But do you know how like the English royalty, they always like serve in like the Royal Navy or whatever the hell it is?
Oh, sure.
I
Things
don't totally
definitely knew
know.
about
I don't totally
England.
know the deal with that, but kind of in that fashion, being from like a seafaring place, Quinn was taught how to captain a ship. In Sonata, your ships, both space and water, function very similarly. Um, so it's not like super far off that she's gonna do this. You don't think you're gonna die.
I don't think I'm gonna die. I'm just surprised because usually I feel like Quinn likes to brag about her nefarious schemes that she comes up with in the dead of night, and I'm just blind. I think it's hilarious that I'm blindsided by that.
She's been sitting on the scheme. She's been waiting.
Waiting to drag
More
me into
importantly,
pod
I've been
racing and
waiting.
then
No,
surprising you. Yeah,
um,
beautiful.
is everyone else NPCing up for this? All right. So, the arena is outfitted for not in the server.
We have a server where we put dumb quotes, so it's just like I hate to bring up England. Tag.
You all see the arena revealed. There's always typically a kind of like race of this kind when there are tournaments, smaller than this as well. But there's never quite been a stage like this for it. The bay where all of your like your ships, your like little racing ships have been brought. There's like a small bay for it built. The arena outside is like packed with all of these different like three-dimensional obstacles against a winding track that goes all the way through the arena, kind of like a roller coaster. It eventually ends kind of going out of the arena as you are being briefed, like NPCs and Quinn and the Doctor hear this as well. You actually at one point will stop in an airlock mid-race, and the ship, you will go outside the space station into actual space in this race. You will continue in a lap outside the arena and then head back in up there. And the attendant points up like at the ceiling of like the space station, and there is like a very high up like landing pad for the ships where the finish line is. All right, it's time for some pod racing. There are some familiar faces among the NPCs that you see in the crowd. I believe we see Rick gunning for a Kale in a Kale's ship. Each ship is brought from your planets, so they are kind of like different to the specifications, of your environment and what your pilots know best. Karavik's ship, for example, which features Valentine and Janus, which is one hell of a duo, is piloted kind of like mentally. And so there's like a hand console that kind of like locks into them, kind of even like needles into the skin a little bit. And you pilot by literally seeing yourself move. Sonata's ship is kind of like one of your little ships, like for the ocean, that has been spacified. So the bottom of it, you can kind of see the inspiration from ships. The gunner stand comes up in sort of like a mast-like way, and you sit in a like a crow's nest kind of thing as the gunner. Hegemon's ship, like having cut through so much cold, you can kind of see like the icebreaker within it, like a very hard, sharp point at the the front of that. All different manner of designs and things. Everyone loads into their cockpits. You also get the little things that you got in the gladiator race. There's a like little mini drone cams put into the ship with you to get those nice close-ups on your faces and to show around the insides of your ships as you're loading. All of you in the boxes can see this, so you're getting like MTV Cribs tours of the racing vessels on the big screen as everybody loads up. Eventually, the arena is brought to a hush. There is the popping noise of the race beginning, the flags going up in the air, and everybody is off. Okay. No one is flying the ship, right? No one is actually flying their ship. Everyone is an NPC flying a ship. Allegro, you are Tavora is shooting for. Okay, so we're gonna roll piloting on the inside, piloting on the outside, shooting on the inside, shooting on the outside. The targets on the inside of the arena move because you don't have to worry about piloting in actual space. There are moving targets. Think about those games at a carnival where there's like different things that pop up. It's like it's very like low tech, like nostalgia feeling in that way. They've designed it very strategically, so people can clearly see when one of those red and white striped targets goes down. Those are moving all about. It's not like a set amount for every person. It is first come, first served, as many as you can shoot down. Going outside, there will be static targets. They are much larger. Your goal is to land a hit on it / through it as your pilot takes you on the outside loop. And of course, your finish, how fast you get to the end, as it is pod racing, also comes into play here. So let's go ahead. Everybody roll 2d6 and give me the higher number for your first helm roll, for your first piloting.
I got new dice for this.
I'm also rolling for Quinn,
Okay,
just to be
keep
clear.
yeah, you can, yeah, you. I can roll for Quinn if you want, but it's a little easier if you all roll for me. Okay, hold on. Keep your numbers up because I need to start writing stuff down. Wow, 5s and 6s from the team. Okay, so moving into your hunting rolls. Go ahead and if you are, I know that you have a shit hunt stat, Allegro.
Oh, I anticipate Devora is going to take a whole lot of stress today.
Okay, yeah. So if you have stats and you I don't need to keep explaining this. Allegro, roll your actual hunt stat. Everyone else do the 2d6 thing for the first round. Oh wait, no. We're gonna do this based on if you got a 6 on that first roll 3d6. If you got below a 6, roll 2, and tell me what the highest is. Because you're getting preference based on being first in the court. I'm gonna change the dice. I'm gonna write a new game that we're gonna play for the rest of the episodes. We need more number diversity than this. I'm calling Forged in the Dark.
How about a 3? Is that good enough for diversity?
Okay. Actually, we're gonna write things down the old-fashioned way.
Diversity when somebody rolled a 3.
And then
Wait, is everyone listening to the pod racing or one of these two songs?
I'm not listening to anything because I have a lot of numbers to balance right now.
Okay, I'm gonna play Running in the 90s to be the
I
other.
was just trying to see if it was
here.
because of the songs we were running or we were rolling so well.
Oh, that explains why I got out of sync with everyone.
Okay.
Hold on. I'll fix that.
It's okay, I'm not listening. It's the bardic inspiration of it all.
And then
To immediately turn this down. It's gonna be so loud.
Okay. Okay. Your rolls again for shooting. Holly, what was your roll?
5.
5?
Didn't we all get 5?
Everybody? Oh, that's why I
Yeah.
was frustrated. Okay.
I feel bad having to clarify.
I'm sorry. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm rolling for Tomia only because May isn't here, and Tomia just rolled double 6s on shooting.
Ooh.
So that is
Diversity.
a
Damn.
6
Yeah.
crit. They got off to a slow start. I'll narrate. So off to the races, the ships all leave the bay at like the speed of light you are going. The drones are whizzing through the air, but most people are watching the race like as it is right in front of them at this point. The pilots have a lot to deal with right now. This is like something that you would experience in like your training as a pilot, like to pass an exam, but this isn't the kind of flying that you do on a day-to-day basis unless you are like a racer or like a trick pilot, like a performance pilot by trade, which I'm sure some of these pilots are. Karvik and Hegemon pull into the front into the race. You are both doing decent shooting. Valentine does put his money where his mouth is, and he is a pretty good shot. Hegemon is doing well also, which is kind of a relief in your box with the way that things are going. You're happy that this is going to plan. Akale is close behind, a little bit slower, but still shooting well. Sonata behind them. You are navigating a little bit slow. Quinn is getting a handle on the ship. It's been a while. You, in turn, I think, are worried about her and not hitting everything, but you're hitting like middle ground. You're hitting pretty well. I need to roll for where the NPC planets in are all of this as well. None of them rolled particularly well, so the other NPC planets are kind of middle of the pack, and shooting poorly, all of them by those dice rolls. So let me write that down. Then there's Tomia, which they come out of the gate at the same speed, kind of as Sonata, but their gunner has like some kind of like sixth sense for where targets are. They are finding like the tiniest little like secret moving targets, the ones that are worth like 500 points in a video game instead of like the normal 100 ones. And so even though they are taking their time and they're the last ones to like kind of like get through their airlock that's set up for each planet, there's 8 of them to not impede like the speed of everyone. They are doing very well on shooting points. Everyone back to the top, roll helm for navigating outside. Yep,
And this
2
is back
dice.
to 2 dice. Thank you.
4, 4. Okay.
I rolled 2 4s.
Okay, so
3, it's a magic number.
We start rolling d12s. It's just functionally the same thing, doubled.
you didn't really go down. Okay, so then Tomia. Oh, I'm not getting that from the floor. That's gonna stay there. I have 1 less die. Oh my god. Okay. Tomia's gonna win, and Tomia's gonna fucking win, and May isn't even here.
This
is
is
for you, May.
They had to
This is
forfeit
for
out of the last
you.
game, so it seems
Yeah.
there's a balance. And then the other planets, let's see if anybody goes extraordinarily fast. Oh, one of them does. Okay. So all right. And then everybody, let's roll. We're gonna roll for shooting on the outside. We are going to, not that it matters for Allegro, so we're gonna use scrap for this because the targets are unmoving, different kind of combat. So I want to use a different stat. Everyone kind of technically did worse everyone else did worse than their first navigation roll, so I'm not going to reward you. Everyone do a 2d6 and tell me the higher one. Tomia is going to get 3 because they're navigating like crazy, and I just rolled 3 once. I'll take a picture. Okay, wait, so we've got 5 for Sonata, 3 for Hegemon, 4 for Karavik, 3 for Akale, only 1 for... Alright, there's different factors taking place here. And let me roll the NPC planets.
We all did worse because we all got to the entrance to the inside at the exact same time, and it's like when 5 people try to get through a door at once.
That's why I said that there's like a door for each pod. Because also like with an airlock, you don't want like build up like that. It'd be annoying to keep opening it and closing it and opening and closing it. Okay. We're gonna do one more roll. This is gonna be the big finish. Roll just 1d6 for your like placement in the race to the finish line. Okay. So Hegemon with the 4, Akale with the 5, Karavik with the 3. So not out of the 1.
Oh no!
The lesbians are not winning tonight.
This isn't fair.
These space lesbians are not.
What's up with
yeah.
that? Anti-sapphic.
You get to
race.
spend time together.
I call
Okay.
that
If it's any
true.
If
We're
it's
too busy
any
being
consolation, the NPC planets have rolled relatively poorly throughout this entire thing, with the exception of like one of the rolls, but they've done mostly pretty bad. Also, something, it's about the journey, something, bonding time.
Yeah.
I cradled you in my arms. Yeah.
What's not to love about being stressed in like a like a very fast moving space vehicle with your loved one?
But now you can have the caretaker arc where she takes care of you because you're stressed. Something the doctor needs to be taken care of. It's a trope, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do now. In what might be one of the most entertaining things I have ever done on stream, you're gonna watch me do the thing that I am worst at in life, real time, math.
Here we go, everyone.
This is perhaps only second to when I had to make puppets out of my hands in a conversation where 2 NPCs who were brothers and had the same last name as professors were talking to each other. That one went down in history. Okay.
Dr. Nobody.
What if you did math with puppets?
Yeah,
I don't have enough hands for that. I don't.
Oh, that's fair.
If somebody wants to come be a puppet, that's fine. But I only got 2. All right.
All right, hang on.
Like a hand
in
the background of your camera.
Explaining to the audience. In the space of the game, what's happening is that everyone has come to a finish. They have the order in which everyone who has finished. Race-wise, people have finished. Akale first, Hegemon and Tomia second, Karavik third. What did I call fantasy? Baruch fourth, Sonata, Verilili, and Jarankor last in the actual like speed portion of the race. I have all of these rules that we've done recorded as well to the players, to the characters rather in the game. What's happening now is that like scores are being recorded. So they are going back through the records. They are watching. They are, tallying the targets as well as examining the flight of the pilots for the amount that you hit the course correctly. I want everyone to think back to, because I like making references, that one mini game in Mario Party 8 where you have to like trace the line like as it goes like across the paper. That's kind of what your navigation score is. I wanted to see if Elliot would stop moving if I stopped talking.
My hand hurts so much right now.
Please, you are
Let's do
released.
the other
You are
hand.
released. I'm Jewish. I won't stop talking. Like, your hand's gonna hurt.
Use the other hand.
So you, the pilots and the gunners, kind of all wait in the bay. You are taken, for some, examinations of your vitals, your adrenaline, and stuff like that, and some quick, like little post game interviews while the scores are being calculated. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna calculate some scores.
I imagine. Oh, I was gonna be like, I just imagine because like, Algin like called that this would be one of the games like of the competition, and I just imagine that we're like happy and also sad about our position in it because we're like, oh man, this could have been ours. Like it should have been ours, but we're like also just thrilled that we're not last because we keep like striking out. So we're just like, no, that was acceptable. That was all right. I
It feels
suppose.
a little bit like when you're doing really bad in Mario Kart, and then you get first on like the third race, and you watch yourself go from last to like middle of the pack, and you're like, let's go.
The meme of the dude in third place with the like champagne and like
the bronze
Yeah.
medal effects.
We're just happy to be here.
We got to the podiums. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. None of you are going to be in last based on these other scores.
We did it!
I did the navigation like scores. Okay, now.
Oh, thank God.
Shooting.
Okay, we got way more talking to do.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm almost there.
Take your time. Don't even rush.
I was truly imagining Quinn piloting that ship, like that gif of Obi-Wan, just like side to side as stuff is blowing up in the background.
What music did you?
With Tavora in the back, like.
What music did she put on?
Oh God, what music would Quinn put on?
Renee rap.
Star Wars
Is Quinn
soundtrack
like a
or
pop
Europop?
girly, or I think no, Europop, absolutely
I love
Europop.
that.
Yeah. Quinn is Europop. Tavora is Star Wars.
Wait, I have to know, based off of her driving, is she? I say this as a bisexual. Is she? Because then her leg would like go under the other one, and she'd have a puppy in one hand.
She drives. Like for someone who is like trained by like to be royalty, she drives like super improper. Like it works. She's not bad. Especially for someone who has a lot of other duties. Like she's pretty good. Okay. Final math. Okay. Is it bad if I use it? I'll use a calculator.
No, that's what they're there for.
I'm just imagining if the different planets have like kind of like different styles of like how they operate their ships. I'm imagining that like Sonata's is like a bit kind of like an outrigger canoe.
Amazing.
Like, Quinn's just having a good time in the front. And Tavora's like,
I'm trying to like imagine how everyone's doing their stuff. Like I love that Valentine's probably just sitting there like mentally doing it, but also looking at his nails.
After doing all this math.
Yes.
Math.
I had a system like prepared for this. Okay. After doing all this math, with the point systems, we have come actually to like in like my math way, like a three-way tie. In the game, there would be more specific ways to score this other than my numbers. So I need Holly, Serenity, and myself representing Tomia roll 1d6. Actually, if you have d20s, make it a d20 so we don't end up on the same number as easily. I'm gonna roll the tiny d20.
I'll roll my giant d20 then. I'll
Oh,
roll
My
the
giant
D20.
D20
Guys,
was on
D20.
display in the other room. This is my tiny D20. Shout out to my friend Artemis who gave me these for the holidays. Oh wait, I do have a tiny D20. Wait, I have that tiny D20. It's right here. What the fuck am I talking
Oh
about?
my god.
I'm gonna roll a tiny one though.
Oh my god, twinsies? The lesbians are lesbians.
All right,
I got a
I am at a
15.
That's what I'm taking
16
that
for me.
as.
What did you guys get?
I didn't roll
15.
yet.
16, 15,
12.
12. Okay, so. Oh god, I wish May was here for the glory. So.
We need a puppet May. Elliot.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so
Oh no, hold on.
what happens here is the scores are tallied, and after kind of like a really rough day for them,
I think I'm about to get negative
That's
inspiration.
my fault. Blame me. Elliot did nothing wrong.
I'll do this without talking with my mouth. I'll sign this. Don't, then nobody will understand. Okay, so yeah, what after like a rough day for them, Tomiya manages to come in first place with that like extraordinary shooting, particularly on the inside ring. It's kind of like those extra crit, points that they got that push them over the edge in level of difficulty and attention to detail and all of those things. They rejoice. You can kind of see, even as Hawthorne announces that they are like the winner of a contest for the first time in these games, that there's like the slightest bit of emotion coming through over the script that they are following. They're saying the words, but like it's very meaningful even still. Coming in second is Karavik, doing exceptionally well in these games. In third, Akale. I actually think that there will be consequences on the conspiracy that you're working together rumors after this episode. The rumors are coming back.
We just kissed a little. That's it.
The rumors are coming back. All right. After that, in fourth, Hegemon. It's actually only 1 point that separated you from this three-way tie in like my scoring system, but still pretty good. Then followed by Sonata, then 2 of the NPC planets, and then 1 that scored slightly below them. So I will then have to translate these points into real points in our game channel, but that is nobody's problem but mine. Tomiya is brought up, and they kind of announced that, we've had a long couple days of fighting mentally, physically, on the ground in ships. We think that it's time for a little bit of a break, say a mid-season break. So we'd like to invite all of you to pause for our tournament gala coming tomorrow before we continue our games. And there we will announce the order of the final 2 games. For now, please get out your finest, gather your questions for some of these fine athletes and competitors, and we will see you there. So you'll have a little bit of a break coming up before the final 2. The final 2 games are to commence. Plenty of time for the social intricacies of the Space Olympic Village. I think I am going to call it there for now and then proceed to do about 15 to 20 more minutes of math before I go watch The Bachelor. But for now, who are you and where can people find you? Holly, take it away.
I'm Holly. You can find me on Twitter at RoxasBuddy. You can find me on itch.io at HL Black. I started developing a new game about indigenous people slaying dragons.
I did not know that it was an indigenous people game, but I have someone that you want on your team who I will forward to you.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Serenity, where can people find you?
Ooh, we're going in a new kind of circle. Hi.
Oh God, I was looking up instead of down. All right, that's fine. All right.
That's fine. I can be Serenity later.
No, you can be Serenity now. We'll switch it up.
Okay. Hi, I'm Serenity. Click, clack, snack all over the internet. I played Bo. That was cool. You can find me on I love TTRPG things. I do a lot of stuff. But if you're in person and you're going to Emerald City Comic Con next week, I will be there. So it's this week, next week, this week. Hi, I'll be there.
Yay. All right, Elliot, you're next on my screen, so go next.
Hi, I'm Elliot. You can find me on Twitter at Elliot Tabletop. Apparently, I'm also an amateur puppetist now. I'll still be working on those skills later. I may or may not apparently be getting sent a Kermit hand puppet. That was a wild DM to get in the
What?
middle of session. um, Other than that, I'm working on my much less dragon-containing game of you run a cheese shop and you have to produce miniature cheese, or you get executed at the end of the week.
Two things that I really love: dragons and cheese. Excellent game designers here today. Allegro, go ahead.
Incredible. Hi, I'm Allegro. You can find me as Alluring Allegro all over the interwebs. I mostly stream variety gaming on the Twitch, so catch me on Thursday and Friday this week, playing some games, doing some collabs.
Shout out to AJ, who's running tech for us and so politely sits here and listens to the irritating sound of my voice every week. Thank you, AJ. Okay, that's fine. I can take that. I'm Max. You can find me anywhere that I want you to find me on the internet at Arcane Goth. I'm currently working on some writing for Daylight Forge, which, like the first thing I worked on, should be coming out soon, a supplement to their Solace setting. I'm also playtesting my own game right now, which is right now tentatively called The Market. I'd love to have a better title for it, but like by the time playtesting ends, we're finishing up our first round of playtesting. We'll be entering a second in April, so keep an eye out for the forum for that. And we will be doing a raid tonight of one of my favorite people in not just the gaming world, but the entire world, D. We will be raiding D, so please stick with us to raid D, because I would not be here without D. That's all. Yeah, that's all.
Woo!
Yay!